Hey guys, I'm Trent for Trent Sense, and I'm here to share with you guys an unboxing of the Nokia E72. Now, at one point I did receive the Nokia E72 from WomWorld, but it wasn't the right time for me to take on that device, and I will tell you guys much later on in this video. But for right now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the unboxing. Alright, we have the retail packaging for the Nokia E72, and it appears to be in black. I'm going to go ahead and cut through these security stickers here. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look as to what is inside this box. Okay, first thing we have, of course, is the Nokia E72 itself in plastic. Pretty nice. I'm going to go ahead and set this off to the side and show you guys what else is inside the box. There isn't a built-in remote for music playback. It is simply a one-button command to accept phone calls. Now, on the side here, you have rocker keys for volume, and I can only assume that this is a lock switch of some kind. I'm not too sure. Behind this call button with the microphone built in, you have a clip that can attach itself to any sort of article of clothing. It is not of the in-ear variant that I prefer in all of my headphones. These basically sit outside of your ear canal. Now, what makes this pouch different from the E71 that I used to have years ago is that the pouch is a horizontal pouch and not a vertical one. So instead of the phone sliding in through the top here like so, it's going to slide in through the side horizontally. Personally, I would have preferred to have a vertical pouch instead of a horizontal one, but the quality in its build is still there. Nothing has changed other than the orientation of the pouch itself. And on the interior, you continue to still have the light suede, velvety surface. It is basically similar to that of the E71. Same form factor, same sizing, very compact, fits in my hand perfectly as a phone, and it also offers the hardware QWERTY keypad with the shortcut commands on the front, along with a D-pad with a notification light built into it. This central select key also doubles as an optical trackpad, so you can just drag your fingers across it and it operates the cursor with your touch command. Now, the E72 has an earpiece right above the screen, along with an ambient light sensor and front-facing video camera. And here is my most favorite feature of the E72, the front-facing hardware QWERTY keypad. The obvious difference between this and the E71 is that the space bar has been shrunken down a bit to allow for a couple of extra buttons. Now, the first thing that strikes my eye is the flashlight symbol on the space bar itself. I believe this activates the torch function with the LED flash that's right next to the camera unit. Now, on the right side of the E72, you have three tactile buttons. Instead of being plastic like on the E71, they instead have a metallic sheen on the E72. The top and the bottom buttons, of course, control volume, and the middle button, I believe, controls voice dialing. The bottom of the E72 only features a port in which you would plug in the AC adapter charger. And then next to that, you have the tethering loop to attach the wrist strap. On the left side, you have two plastic covers over two ports, the micro SD port and the micro USB. And you can see inside there is a micro SD card already installed on the E72. And I do believe this is a 4 gigabyte variant. Just a few moments ago when I pulled open the cover for the micro USB port, the cover came off in my fingers. I don't know if it's supposed to come off or what, but it is what it is at this point. Now, for right now, I am not going to be too picky about this as long as the cover can remain in place while it's on the phone. If it starts to fall off, that's when I'll have to get concerned personally. At the top, you have your power button as well as the port for the 3.5mm headset jack. The big difference right off the bat with the power button is that instead of being the glaring red button like on the E71, this one has the same kind of metallic appearance as the volume keys on the side of the E72. At the back, we have the most notable improvement to the E71, which is the 5-megapixel camera. You have the LED flash that also has the ability to operate as a video light as well as a torch. Instead of being located at the top, like on the E71, they have moved the speaker to the back right next to the LED flash for the camera. On the back, you have the battery door, which still maintains its sleek and metallic high-quality appearance. Now, instead of having the E71 buttons that had to be pressed in on either side to remove the battery door, you instead have this mechanism at the very bottom that pulls down in order to release the battery door, like so. You pull it down, and then the battery door comes open. There's an area for the tray to hold your SIM card, and it pulls out just below the camera unit. These days, infrared is not that big of a function anymore, so it does make sense for Nokia to have taken this out from the E72. The overall build quality of the E72 does not really give me the impression of a high quality finish like the E71. The matte black plastic of the E72 at the tops and the bottom areas of the phone really give it a cheaper low-end kind of feel in comparison to the E71, which had a more refined and glossy finish to it. The E72 D-ring does not have a chrome finish to it. It doesn't have any metallic paint on it whatsoever. This is another reason as to why the E72 appears to be a bit cheaper than the E71 in regards to its overall look. Okay, now that you've all seen the unboxing of the E72, I shall now take the time to explain myself as to why the resurrection of Symbian 3rd Edition is happening with my personal smartphone usage. A few months ago, in late 2009, I did receive a Nokia E72 from WomWorld, but it was a part of a special program where we had to make videos in response to certain questions from WomWorld regarding some campaign with Nokia. It was not the right time for me to take on another device, even if it was a free review unit that I would have temporarily. You see, because shortly before that, I had bought my own N900, and I was all about the N900, and I was really into the N900, and everything I did was for the N900. Things have come to change after I had sold my N900 to purchase the Nexus One. And up until this day, I have been using the Nexus One as my main device with no problem at all. I still believe that the Nexus One is one of the best devices available in the smartphone market. On the other hand, there is one caveat that I cannot quite shake, and it is my preference for a hardware QWERTY keypad. The only ones that would make sense right now for me to purchase would be the Milestone and the Droid, because they both have access to the most recent software of 2.1 for Android. But at the same time, the Motorola Droid or the Motorola Milestone does not have a QWERTY keypad that is conducive to long periods of typing. I did take time out of my day to go into a Verizon store to test out the keyboard of the Droid, and I was not impressed at all. It was, the surface of the keypad was too hard. It felt like I was typing on a slab of stone. So unfortunately for right now, buying an Android device with a worthwhile QWERTY keypad that I would like is going to be impossible. Now, the E72 for right now seems to be the best choice. Now, you take into account its portability with the slim dimensions, as well as the reliable QWERTY keypad with the tactile buttons, and then you also have to take into account the upgraded features from the E71, like the 5-megapixel camera, as well as the faster CPU, the optical D-pad, the 3.5mm headset jack, as well as the built-in flashlight function for the torch on the QWERTY. Making the decision to move to the E72 also presented a huge risk. As an Android user, I have gotten extremely spoiled with the cloud services of Google. I mean, having my email and my contacts and my calendar synced both ways instantly like that, it really made it convenient for me to be able to move to a newer device and simply plug in my Google account information. So going to the E72 and having to say goodbye to that was something that I did not want to have to do. But fortunately, there is a solution to that, and it's called GooSync. I do believe that GooSync is nothing more than syncing software. You can get it for free from the website, and you can also pay for enhanced functionality with the premium version. Now, the one thing I do like about this is with GooSync, not only will I be able to go back to the E72, but I will also be able to maintain that same cloud servicing from Google. With all of that being said, I will take my time in using this E72 and keep you guys posted as to what I encounter with Nokia 3rd Edition, as well as the GooSync servicing. So until next time, all of you guys take care and stay safe.